Hello there everyone, and welcome back for a new video in the tail end of 2024. Now, this is a different environment. This is my guest room slash office slash workspace. To each their own, but this is the area that I have for now. So, this is pretty interesting. So this is a Nerf Modulus Recon Mark III. I didn't know there was a Mark III. I guess I kind of checked out around the Recon Mark II, which I did have one of those, but I didn't know this was a thing, but it is. So I went ahead and ordered one. Now, it of course comes with all its attachments. It has a stock, which actually holds a magazine, the Modulus shield, the close quarter combat, front muzzle, all of which is kind of annoying when you have to top prime. You're mounting that shield on the top or the side. It's annoying no matter which way you think about it. So I obviously have a 3D printer, and I wanted to 3D print something larger than I ever had. So I've done lightsabers, wands, and small things here and there like Talon magazines. So I really wanted to do something different. So I set my sights on a universal pump action kit. Now, it's made universal because of the parts that I've picked to make this. So it is the front barrel attachment up, all 3D printed in orange. It's not the same as Nerf orange, but it's as orange gets with the PLA that I have. So next is the pump grip. Now, there are multiple different attachment points, but I wanted to go for the universal way, which was a pump grip, which then you can then attach metal bars or these 3D printed bars to. So you can obviously, there's a version that goes on the rail, which sits up here. That adds a lot of top bulk. And then there's a version that goes directly to the bolt sled. Now, I could have done directly to the bolt sled with this, but I wanted to maintain that stock look that I like so much. So that's what I went with. So the barrel's PLA, the side supports are from a separate kit. They're also made out of PLA, just standard orange. And this front priming bar, or handle, pump grip, whatever you want to call it, is carbon fiber. I have a carbon fiber PLA. It is very light. I was so surprised how much this actually weighed when I was done. And it is really cool. So that's what I went ahead and did. Now, this blaster just has a 10 kilogram orange Modwork spring, which I still had in my bin from way back in the day. So pretty cool that I still had that. And I remembered where it was after all these years. So pump kit, completely standard. Just gonna take the mag out. Back, forward. You do get that 3D printing whine to it, but because it's just a raw part and there is no sanding necessary to make this work, and it all slides directly together because the pump grip rides on these grooves, it's really nice. So these priming bars are just screwed into the priming handle. Obviously that is connected to the bolt sled, so that allows you to do a really quick fire. And of course, with that spring, trigger spring, the plunger head, padding that comes with that, and the new O-ring for the bolt itself. So other than that, all locks removed. You just watch me deprime it. Worker stock, just because it gives it a nice vibe. And I always loved these, so I'm probably going to keep using them, even as other things are coming out. But this was just a really cool, fun proof of concept, kind of, can I actually use my 3D printer to do these bigger projects? That I'm really glad I've been able to do. It's been keeping me occupied, and it's been fun, and that is pretty important. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire off a few rounds, because this thing is pretty cool. All right, here we go. Pretty cool. This thing shoots like, well, before the front barrel went on, it was low 90s. With the front barrel adding so much drag, It's like 85-ish. I'm gonna get my chronograph for you real quick. I'll fire 3, and yeah. Then I'm gonna go over the magazine that came with this thing, because this is not it. This is just a half clear 12. I really hate the magazine that came with this thing. All right, chronograph here, small, easy, can be mounted, but I don't really have the means for that right now. Okay, lined up with the barrel. 86. It's 73.1. I'm having a really hard time getting this barrel lined up. 73.8. I think I'm out of darts. 75.6. This is probably our last one. 75.3. So shooting a little lower than I would like, and I can only think that's because of this really long barrel that this adds. But it's usable and it's fun, and that's literally. I still have a dart. Do I have 1 dart or 2 darts? I have 3 darts. Figure off the trigger, everybody. And that's the only reason I can think it's coming in so low is just because of this barrel drag. Also, the inner diameter of this chronograph is really small, and it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where center is on this thing. There, with no drag, no nothing, 87.2. That's about right. I was testing this earlier and yesterday when I completed this project, and it was shooting like 84, 85. But without a stand for this, it's really difficult to tell where center is. So yeah, that was 62 because I bounced it off the side of it. But this thing's pretty fun and a really good proof of concept. This is the largest print I've ever done with this printer. The barrel itself on orange here took about 25 hours. The pump grip took about 15, 17, and the side supports were 2 hours each. Not too bad when you really come to think of everything else, but it only took me about 20 minutes to actually put this together and change the spring and everything and do all that. So, pretty fun. Now, onto the magazine. Now, I'm not sure why they really did this, but obviously, old, 15, like 2015 magazine and up. Nothing too crazy, but I really like the half clear. This is the magazine they give you. Full orange. Sounds a bit different. This obviously has some wear and some use. This is brand new, but it's all orange. And they didn't change the writing. It's there, I can see what it says, but I like it being in black. I don't know if that's just me, or if other people even care about that, because magazines are magazines, but old school, better than this. But this does have rubber bumpers on the bottom. So instead of me hitting myself with plastic, hitting myself with rubber. And I really like that idea for sure. It would have been great to have that back in the day, because I used to drop magazines all the time, and that's what they sound like. It sounds a little bit better. I don't recommend dropping them, but it is what it is. But I really like the bumpers. I just wish there was something more to this, and maybe some writing. I don't know, maybe I'm just old school with that fact, but when I did leave the hobby, it was kind of standard to have some kind of, information. I loaded this magazine backwards, because I'm so used to the writing being on the magazine. I literally loaded it darts facing this way, when the arrow is pointing this way, just because I have been out of the hobby so long, I don't really load magazines anymore. And it's just, nothing to tell me to do otherwise, that I could see just from, glancing. So that was pretty interesting. But anyway, with whatever magazine you want in it, this thing is pretty fun. Again, stock doesn't have to be this stock, but it's just the stock I had laying around. And the stock one, I like that it holds a magazine and everything, but it's bulky, gets in the way. Not that I see myself ever really using these again, you know what I mean? But still an interesting thing. So this is a really good attempt to kind of see how things are going to go and what we're going to really do from here. I have a few things that I've been working on and have acquired and all that fun stuff. But we'll see how this really does and see if I change my mind on what I want to do. So this isn't, you know, a permanent thing. This isn't a semi-permanent thing. This is seeing how things go and what we end up doing here. So, again, like I keep saying, we'll kind of just see how this goes, but I have a lot of cool stuff. Whether or not it makes it to on here, we shall see. But, like I always used to say, thank you for watching. You can like, comment, we'll see how things go. I'm not sure if this will take off or if we will kind of just stay where we are. My channel hasn't been dead, but it's been dark for a long time, and I'm not sure if it's something that is savable or not, but here we are, so let's give it a whirl. Anyway, this is yet another Twisted Modworks video, and like I always used to say, peace out, bros.